Little drummer boy beat you bastards.
What's up, fam? This is your boy LDB. I'm going to try to do a quick 10-minute tutorial on necessary settings you need to have in order to get up and running with Ableton. Okay, we're going to start over here under View. Everything that you see that I have a check mark beside under View, go ahead and put a check mark beside it. These are some of the essential tools you'll need for this session view window in order to get up and going in Ableton Live. Next, we're going to options. The four things that you see I have check marks beside here, go ahead and place check marks beside those. Under preferences, click on preferences, go to look and feel, whatever your language is, go ahead and choose that. Where it says don't show warnings again, don't worry about that. Where it says follow behavior, choose scroll. Where it says hide labels, choose show. Allow sleep mode, choose off. Allow multiple instances, choose off. Skin color, go ahead and choose whatever skin color you want. You have like a total of 24, 25 that you can choose from. I usually choose a cool color like blue so it won't fatigue my eyes that much. Next, you have auto assign clip colors. Go ahead and place that to on. Default clip color, leave that as is. You don't need to choose that because basically Ableton Live will be choosing the different colors of the clips for you if you have this set to on. Under plugin windows, multiple plugin windows, make sure you have that set to on. Auto hide plugin windows, have that set to off. Auto open plugin and custom editor, have that set to off. Next, we go into audio. Audio deals basically with your sound card. Whatever your driver type is, go ahead and select that. In my case, I chose Audio driver. Your audio device, whatever type sound card you have, go ahead and choose this from this list. Mine happens to be the Fast Track M Audio USB. Under channel configuration, click input, your input config, whatever inputs you have and that you use, go ahead and enable them here. I mean, if you have some that you don't use, don't enable them because they're just going to take up processor speed. Next, click output config, same thing, whatever your outputs are. Only enable the outputs that you use. I don't care how many you have, 2, 4, 6, 8. Only enable the ones that you use. Hardware setup is basically just showing you the settings on your sound card. Sample rate, in and out sample rate, I choose 44.1. I can go as high as 48K with this sound card. You may be able to go up a little higher. Default SR and pitch conversion, you can either set that to normal or high quality. I have mine set to normal. Latency, my latency, I use 256 samples, which gives me an input and output latency of around 8.21. If you can set yours to 128, you'll probably get 5 milliseconds or less. 821 works for me. I don't get any clicks and pops, and everything works. Everything you see in this area from driver error compensation down is probably going to be set for you. So don't even mess with this. If you went through and tinkered with it and things aren't going right with Ableton, you might want to go back and set yours to what I have mine set as. Next, we're going to MIDI sync. MIDI sync, you can pick a control surface. I don't have a particular control surface that I work with, but if you do, you probably, if it's one of the latest ones out, more than likely you'll find it in here, and you can go ahead and pick one and set your inputs and outputs. Anything that you have connected to your computer, Ableton Live will see it if you have it connected right and your wires and stuff are in good condition, and you'll see it under MIDI ports. If you want to use one of your control surfaces or your MIDI controllers as an external MIDI device, you're going to need to make sure you have track sync and remote enabled. For whichever ones, if you have, like in my case, I have an Oxygen and an MPC that I can use as external triggering devices. So in both of those, I got all three selected or all three enabled. And you would do the exact same thing for the outputs. Next, we're going to go to File Folder. File Folder, first you have Save Current Set as Template. This is basically, like in my case, these are the things, when I first open up Ableton Live, this is what I see. These are the things that help me with my workflow, get me going faster. You can put whatever you want in this area, things that you know you used to starting your projects with, and when you go to Preferences and under a File Folder, you can save that template. Create analysis files, set that to off. Sample editor, if you use a sample editor, Go ahead and browse to that, select it. Temporary folder, Ableton Live is going to create that folder for you, so don't worry about it. Library location, that's going to be where all your sounds and your MIDI instruments are located that deal with that come with or that you bought for Ableton Live. Yours may be on your internal hard drive. I have all mine on my external hard drive. Where you see the coding cache, everything in this area right here is probably already going to be set like you see it now, so don't mess with it, just leave it alone. Rescan plugins, don't worry about that. Use VST plugin in custom folder, make sure you have that set to on. VST plugin custom folder, make sure you go ahead and browse for your whatever folder you have your VSTs in, so Ableton Live will be able to find and open up your plugins as needed. Everything you see down here on the browser behavior, go ahead and set it as you see here, and you should be good. Next we go on to record warp launch. This is basically your record features. When you render a track, export a track, this is what you're going to export it as or render it as. In my case, I chose WAV. You might want to choose AIFF. Bit depth, I hang around 16 unless I'm rendering some tracks to take to a bigger studio. Then I might choose 24 or 32. Count in, whatever you want your count in to be. Mine is 2 bars. You can choose whatever. Just hit the drop down menu. Exclusive, everything that you see that I have here in yellow enabled, go ahead and enable that for yours and you should be good to go. As far as loop warp short samples, make sure that's set to auto. Default warp mode, set that to complex. Default groove, set that to auto. Default launch mode, trigger. Default launch quantization, global. Start a recording on scene launch, set that to off. Next we're going to CPU. This is very important. If you have a single core processor, you don't want to have any of this selected because you don't have dual processor, so you don't need it. But if you do have a dual processor, make sure you have both of these on. As far as a plug-in buffer size, you can set it if you want to. I have no need for it, so mine is just set as it was when I initially downloaded and installed Ableton Live. What you have in products and live packs is basically showing you the things that you may have bought or things that came with Ableton Live. They really don't serve that much of a purpose other than letting you know what you have with this software. And that's basically it, man. If you go through preferences and set everything up the way you saw me set it up, you should be up and running in no time. If you're having control surface problems, make sure you go back and make sure you have everything checked that I have. I haven't had a problem yet, and I got up and running pretty fast with Ableton Live. So I'll probably be doing more tutorials. I just downloaded this new program. This allowed me to finally do the tutorials that I want without using a cam. It looks more professional. So hit me up by way of PM or hit me up by email if you want to know anything specific about Ableton Live, and I'll try to get a tutorial together to help you guys out. Until then, I'll holler at you later.